Hello and welcome to your 35th tutorial. Today we will continue the radar programming, which was very difficult for me to do, by the way. And next tutorial we'll probably get into hit markers, so let's see if we can finish it. Alright, so in the last tutorial I presume I don't need to show you or preview what we did in the last tutorial, because you remember, we listed all the AIs right under the health bar like that. So now we want to actually calculate the position. Alright, so what we need to do is open this, and what the comment you see here is actually the function I made to calculate position. It's kind of difficult for me to remember, so I'm not gonna retype it, but I'm gonna explain everything I typed here, and you can copy it down to your computer. Alright, so first we need a couple more variables. And even before that, we need to do proper distance checking, because right now we just put if there's a distance, and there will always be a distance. We didn't say if it's bigger than or less than. So first of all, let's copy that, delete it, put here dist is less than 30, and then make a var dist, make sure it's outside the loop, set it equal to this. Excuse me. Right. Oh, wait. We don't want to set it equal here. Here we want to just set it equal to 0.0. Right? And then right on top here, we want to set dist equal to this. Alright? Now, what we also want to do is get a 2D position returned, and then we can use it here. So let's put var pose equals vector2. Make sure that's a vector2 dot 0. Right? Now right under the k, under increasing the k, put pos equals calculate position target, excuse me, not target, I got mixed up. Right, enemy and dist, and that's it. And then down here, what you need to do is put make two brackets, erase these two, make two brackets, then minus from the brackets, put position dot x. Is that a capital X or? Yeah, I think that's a regular X. And then minus position dot y. Right? Then in here put screen dot width minus 100. And in here put screen dot height minus 100. Alright, so that may be a little complicated for you, so if you don't quite understand what I did here, you will in a moment. Right? So first, let me uncomment this function and explain it to you. Alright. First of all, I got a value, vector2, a variable that I will return, vector2 object that I will return, and what this little thing, vector2 on top of the function name, means it returns a vector2. See, functions can be of a return type void. Let me first tell you a little more about functions. Functions, what they're meant to do is get parameters, and then calculate these parameters and return a value. Right? Now, in C#, you might have need to put void before your functions instead of function. That's because in C# you have to always tell it what kind of data type you're dealing with. So the void is a return type, and what void means is no return. So if you're programming C#, that might answer your question. It means it doesn't return anything. Now in JavaScript, it doesn't return anything if you erase this line, it won't return anything. But if I put this line, then I put these two dots, and then the type I'm going to return. If I put an int here, it would have returned an int. If I put a vector3, it would return a vector3. Transform, these functions that can return any value you want them to return. all you gotta do to return, simply type return and the variable that you want to return, and make sure that variable has to be of the same type that function returns, meaning I can't return a vector 3 here if I tell it to return a vector 2. So that's a little bit of functions for your information. So after I got the return value, meaning what I'm gonna, that's also why I did position equals function, because that's what it does. It returns a value. Yeah, it returns a value. That's all I can say. Right. So after I've got the maintenance variable here, I put position x and position y just because I don't like to do all the calculations in these brackets, so I put them into variables. And then I calculated two directions. Now, what the vector3 dot returns with these parameters inside it is it takes two transforms and a direction, and then it returns any value from 1 to -1, and with 0 being right in the middle of how close they're facing to each other. So if somebody's behind me and I would do this function between us, then he would return a -1 as if I put a forward here, if I put my direction as forward and somebody's behind me, then it will return a -1. If he's in front of me, it will return 1, and if he's right next to me, it will return a 0. And so I calculated two directions. First, calculated how close he is to my right, meaning if he's right beside me, if he's to my right, he's 1. If he's to my left, he's 0. And if he's in front of me or behind me, he's 0. He's 0, and if he's to the left of me, he's 1. Alright. So if he's to the right of me, he's 1. To the left of me is -1, and if he's behind me or in front of me, it's 1. It's 0, excuse me. So I might have confused it a bit right there, but that's basically what it does. So I calculated if he's both next to me or in front of me. Then I times that by 10, Might even want to times that by 2, because 10 might be a big value and might end up in a big radar. And that's basically the size of your radar. It's how much you times the direction by. And then I just put these two variables into a new vector2 and returned it. And I set it to this position variable. Now the reason I'm not doing var right here is because I don't want it to declare a new variable each time it's going to do that, because it's going to do this thing a lot. So only want to declare this variable once and then reuse it. So that's it's pretty conservative programming. Should remember this trick. Anyways, so let's see what this gives us. What the hell? Alright, so we got a problem at line 46. Let's check out line 46. Position. Hold on 1 second. Oh, alright, I forgot. It takes a transform, and we made enemy of type game object, so just type here dot transform. Right, my bad. Now let's get on with it. Alright, so we're moving. And then you see the enemies are going accordingly on the radar. Now that's a bit messed up positioning. I know it doesn't look the best right now, but all we need to do is make some minor adjustments to the positioning of the enemies on the radar, and then we need to make a radar background. So that's all for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and next time we'll get into hit markers and whatnot, so there's something to look forward to. So see you next tutorial, and bye bye.